Good day, all. I want us to look at entrepreneurship as a solution to unemployment. You will agree with me that unemployment rate is growing across various countries. Unemployment rate is growing on daily basis, and each country has staggering figures on unemployment rate. Even the World Bank have also given staggering figures on unemployment rate, and there seems to be no end to it. You look at this situation is such that you are see there is no light at the end of the tunnel. The various GDP of various countries are being affected. Every year, the World Bank or the various credit ratings reduce the ratings of various countries because of increasing rate of unemployment as against the expected GDP. So unemployment is affecting every sector of human endeavor, and there's a need for us to look at one key area that can provide solution. That's why I want us to look at entrepreneurship as a solution to unemployment. Now, what is entrepreneurship? There are so many definitions of entrepreneurship. So many people have tried to proffer different definitions to describe the concept of entrepreneurship. But by and large, if you want to summarize the various definitions, entrepreneurship could be looked at as a way of designing, launching, and even running a new business in order to make profit. There's a fundamental belief that entrepreneur is an innovator, is a risk taker. It's a person who combines all the factors of production in order to make profit. It could be land, it could be labor, it could be resources, it could be human capital. You combine it with the purpose of providing goods and services at a profit. So it's characterized by innovation and risk taking. Entrepreneurship has a capacity and willingness to take risk, to venture into areas which many people will be afraid to venture into. Most entrepreneurs are great leaders, influencers, risk takers, innovators. It has a way of knowing how to organize and manage business ventures, take risk, and how to make profit. So the business could be small scale, it could be large scale, but most entrepreneurs have proven that they start at small scale level before they graduate to large scale. They are not afraid to start off new ventures. So they could start small, but over time they will grow into big ventures. So most successful entrepreneurs we have these days, if you look at the history, look at the profile, see that they stay small. So entrepreneurship doesn't have to be when you are big. You could do it at a very small scale. Even you don't even need to have large office complex. You can even start it from your house. Most of the big companies we have around today, their history will tell you that entrepreneurs could start very small. You look at Facebook, look at Google. Most of these businesses started from garage. Look at Apple. They started these businesses from their personal garages and then built up into a mega business that it is at the moment. So entrepreneurship usually starts small and then grow big over time. You design, you launch, you innovate, you take risk, and of course you provide goods and services, find solutions to human needs, and then also think if you profit oriented in mind, or you have profit orientation in mind. So because you have to do it to sustain the business. So entrepreneurship is all about innovating, taking risk, providing goods and services at a profit. So we have seen what entrepreneurship is all about. You combine various factors of production, you combine land, you combine labor, you combine capital to make profit. So who is an entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is the person who does all these activities, who innovates, who take risk at a profit. It's the person who organizes and manages small business or business both at small level, at big level. Then he assumes all risk concerning a business as an entrepreneur. Yeah, some people may say, as some entrepreneurs born, are they made, but whatever. Like I usually tell people, some are born, some are not made. But even those who are born, if you don't develop these skills, if you don't apply them in real situations, those gifts or those talents will go. They will atrophy. So whether you are born with it, whether you develop it over time, whether you acquire it over skills, you must put into practice. So entrepreneur is the person who manages all the risk concerning a business venture, and then with intention to make profit out of it. So we have seen great entrepreneurs. Think about Richard Branson. Think about Warren Buffett. Talk about Bill Gates. We talk about Oprah Winfrey. We talk about Aliko Dangote, that's Africa's richest man. And talk about so many other rich people, the founders of Google, the Eric Skimish, Sergey Brin, and Larry Page. Talk about the late Steve Jobs and the rest of them. These were entrepreneurs. And if you check their history, these are people who started small. Aliko Dangote started small. Bill Gates started small. Richard Branson started small, of Virgin fame. Warren Buffett, Oprah Winfrey. These are great entrepreneurs, influencers, whom we can learn one or two things from. So we've seen entrepreneurship. We've seen who an entrepreneur is. Now is which areas do entrepreneurs play in order to contribute to the society, or how do entrepreneurs help to solve the question of unemployment? Yes, like I said earlier, entrepreneurs usually start small and then grow big. So wherever you are, if you look for paid employment and it's not available, you could start up as an entrepreneur, even from your personal home. You could start using home office. You could use your garage. You could use your personal room. There are a lot of rooms, there are a lot of businesses you can do even from your personal room. You have your laptop. If you don't have, you can borrow from a friend and from a develop. Go to the garage, put it well, start off something. Think out an idea. Look for a problem in society. Look for how you can provide solution to that problem. Find out a need somewhere. Look at the human activity. There's virtually no human activity that don't have one or two problems. The essence of man, a man will look out for something, he will look out for a need. As long as human existence is there, man will always look for something to need, something to desire, something to acquire. There will always be a need. Human wants are insatiable. So there will always be a want, there will always be a desire, there will always be a need. Your job as an entrepreneur, find out those wants, find out those desires, find out those needs, and then find out how you can play a part in satisfying those wants, desires, or needs, whatever category it belongs to. They are solvable. There is no problem of man that doesn't have solution. If he hasn't got a solution yet, it's because man has not discovered or found a solution to it. And it takes somebody to look for the solution and get it. So there are areas where entrepreneurs play. It could be in tourism and hospitality industry. Look at hotel business. Find out what you can supply to them. If you can't build one, you can supply something. You think of oil and gas. There are so many things, so many value chain in oil and gas industry. If you are not into exploration, you could be into supplies. You could be a contractor. You could sell their products. They usually have these petrochemical industries, these oil and gas industries, usually have so many value chains. Find out the ones you can play. You talk about agriculture. The agricultural value chain is so enormous. You could play in that sector. You could be in production. If you're not into production, you could be into sales, selling of the products. You could be into processing. It could even be storage. There are so many value chains in agricultural sectors. You could play a part there. You talk about education. You could be a teacher. If you can't teach, you can supply some of the educational materials that's needed. You could set up their scientific labs. You could be a contractor to the educational institutions around. You could be in sports. There's so many. If you can't play, you can supply. If you can't talk, you can encourage. You can even be an agent in sports sector. So you could play in that sector. There are so many value chains in that sector. Talk about government sector. Yes, you could. If you want to be a government official, you can. If it's not possible to play the political game, you could also be a contractor or with the government. Government is a major player in any economy. So they play in so many areas, so many sectors. You could find how you can key in. You talk about food and beverages. Of course, the food industry is almost an insatiable industry. Long as human existence, there will be food and will be beverages. And usually come across so many raw materials, so many values you can add to the food industry. You cut across those sectors. You can see art and craft. Some people are gifted. If you're not gifted, you could supply. Go to the various hotels, go to various public galleries. You could supply one or two things, form of arts and craft. You could own a shop. You could distribute them. So you could be an entrepreneur in that area. You could also be in homemaking and economics. You could sew clothes. There are so many hand woven clothes around, bags, shoes, evening wears and all that. So it's a terrible area as well. You can be an entrepreneur in that industry. Talk about textiles. Every human existence requires clothes, either for ceremonies, for traditional weddings, for even funerals. It's a satiable industry with so many value chains. You talk about communication and computers, so many computer accessories. Especially this age of communication with competition so high in that industry, with so many players. If you are not producing, you are supplying. If you are not supplying, you are selling, or if you are marketing, advertising, you could play in that sector. You could also play in the ICT sector, information and communication technology, and all that. So many value chain in that sector. So you could be an entrepreneur in that sector, sell the accessories. Then, if you look at various sectors in human endeavor, you could be an entrepreneur. All you need to do is take your time, think out of the box, be humble, think out how you can be of need in the society. You are gifted in one or the other. As long as you have life, God has given you one skill or talent, one gift or the other. Find out the gifts God has given to you, see how you can take advantage of it. Entrepreneurs are made, some are born, but even when you are born with it, you must do hard work. You must discover yourself and you must practice it with diligence before you can even produce for you. So you could see that entrepreneurs can play in every sector. It's a major profession, it's a major area that can be a solution to unemployment. So I would like you to take advantage of this great profession, entrepreneur, or this concept, or this profession, entrepreneurship, and see how it can be a solution in unemployment market. Unemployment challenges are surmountable, and with little diligence, with grace, it could be surmounted. So thank you for listening to me. I'd like you to subscribe to my channel at YouTube, and I'll give you subsequent details on how entrepreneurship and other areas can provide permanent solution to unemployment challenge. Yes, unemployment has come, but it's surmountable. The hurdle can be scaled. Thank you for your time, and I hope to see you again.